Hi, today we are doing lesson 12, session 4. This is our refined session of adding fractions. We're going to take everything we've learned about adding fractions and put it all together, as I say usually, in a neat little package. So we're going to take everything that we've learned over the last few days and show what we know. So we're going to be working in our Ready Classroom Math Workbook on pages 243 through 246. So go ahead and open up your Ready Classroom Math Workbook onto page 243. So remember that today is not the day that I go through and do the problems with you. Today is the day that I go through and I explain how to do the problem, or I give you hints on how to do the problem, and then you solve the problems on your own. And usually you will also have a quiz on these days as well. So number 1 says, what is 3/5 plus 13/15? You're going to go ahead and add those fractions together. Remember, you can't add them together as they are. The first thing you need to do is I wrote them into sandwich formation for you. You need to find the lowest common denominator or lowest common multiple. I even helped you with that today. So we have the two denominators of 15 and 5 and 15. Multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15. The multiples of 15, we can stop just at 15 times 1 because 15 is a multiple of 5. So with that, go ahead and make your equivalent fractions and then add your equivalent fractions together to find your total answer. If your answer is an improper fraction, bonus points if you take that improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number. Number 2 says Michael rides his bike 2 2/3 miles on Saturday. He rides another 1 5/6 miles on Sunday. How many miles did Michael ride on his bike both days combined? Show your work. So you're going to add the two together. Remember that you're going to find a common multiple. Remember, we're not going to really worry about these two whole numbers until the very end. Just worry about the two fractions, and then we'll deal with those whole numbers at a later time. For number 3, Sasha needs 3/4 of a cup of flour to make a batch of muffins and 1 2/3 cup of flour to make a loaf of bread. How many cups of flour does Sasha need to make both a batch of muffins and a loaf of bread? So you're going to go ahead and add these two fractions together and find your answer. Then you are going to figure out which answer is correct. Now, Nicola chose A as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? So if Nicola is right, then you're going to say she is right because. And if Nicola is wrong, tell me why you think she chose A as her answer. For number 4, the model below represents the expression 1 5/8. So we have 1 whole and then 5 out of 8 shaded in, plus 2 1/3. We have 2 wholes and then 1/3 shaded in of this figure here. Which of the following could not be a represented by the model? So here's a hint. Find the common denominator between 8 and 3. That will really help you with this problem here. I went ahead and crossed out this option because this option is correct, but it might throw you off because we haven't covered how to make mixed numbers into improper fractions. We haven't taught you how to do it the opposite way. So I crossed this one out so that it wouldn't confuse you. Number 5 says Sam has 5.5 yards of rope. He needs an additional 3 5/6 yards for a project. What is the total length of rope Sam needs for his project? Show your work. So you're going to add those two fractions together, and then you may need to change your mixed number if you get if 1/2 plus 5/6 is an improper fraction. You may need to make an adjustment. Remember, you don't ever want to have your final answer have the fractional part be an improper fraction. Number 6, which two fractions can be added using the denominator 18? Hint, which two denominators have a multiple of 18? So if you look at all the denominators, 2 of these denominators both have 18 as one of their multiples. On number 7, it says Lucy is making a smoothie by the following recipe below. 1 1/3 cup of banana, a half a cup of yogurt, 1 cup of strawberries, and 3/4 cup of orange juice. Explain whether the recipe will be enough for Lucy and 3 friends to each have at least 1 cup of smoothie. If it does not make enough, explain how to change the recipe to make enough. So, hint, we need 4 total cups of smoothie because we have Lucy plus her 3 friends. So 4 people all together. Do we have enough? So you're going to add 1 1/3 plus 1/2 plus 1 whole. I put 0 fraction here. You don't really need that. I put that there so that you could see, almost like as a placeholder. Zeros over 0 is not a fraction, doesn't even make sense. So I'm actually going to delete it, but I just wanted to make sure you understood that there's no fractional part. It just is 1 whole. And then finally, 3/4. You're going to add these 4 values together to see if you get at least 4 total cups. If it does not equal 4 cups or more than 4 cups, then I want you to tell me how much more we would need to add to the recipe to make it be enough. And then finally, number 8. Lynn says that 5/7 plus 3/2 is 31/14. Carlos says the sum is 8/9. Who is right? Explain your answer. So you're either going to say Lynn is correct because, and then tell me why Lynn is correct, or you're going to say Carlos is correct because, and then tell me why Carlos is correct. So I want you to tell me who is correct, Lynn or Carlos. And with that, you're going to go ahead, and if you have any questions, email your teacher. Otherwise, you will have fun doing the math for today, and I will see you soon.